novels have a bubble.
Yeah.
People have been writing novels for centuries.
And people doing podcasts for years now. So
Yeah,
I hated the article, and I hated the. Like I said, to finalize this, to put that guy in there who done a podcast for 6 weeks and make him kind of the main key of the article was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
you know, it's typical New York Times.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like the Times.
New York Times, come talk to us. We're doing it for over a year now, and we're still doing it. We're not making shit, and we're still doing it. So
Right.
That's right. So let's talk now about the big thing that I put on Twitter.
Yes.
Meth Gators.
Yeah.
Now, we've had a lot of zombie talk on this podcast,
Yes.
and we've kind of
We've tried to put that to bed.
we put it to bed. But we have a new thing now, and it probably won't go past this podcast because it's a one-time deal. But recently, I think it was a sheriff office in Kentucky, I believe, or Tennessee, someplace down south. They told people not to put their drugs down.
I think it was Alabama.
Was it Alabama?
Because it was someplace that had alligators.
Yeah. They told people not to put their drugs down the toilet.
Yeah.
Because they're creating meth gators. And they said they've dealt with meth gators before.
Right.
And my thought is, think about the amount of drugs going down toilets all over the country.
Right.
Okay? And so meth gators, that's a bad deal. Because I don't want to see a gator on meth. But
Nope.
I think about Minnesota, and I'm going, okay, Minnesota, meth, not that crazy. But I think about other drugs, and I'm going, let's see, marijuana.
Right.
You know, maybe some drugs for anxiety or whatever. Do I want to see like the Loons around here or anything like that? You know, I don't want to see
A
that
loon
shit.
high on
I don't want to see that
THC.
shit.
Yeah.
And it goes back to a thing that I've read. I've read this for years. It's not only about flushing things about the toilet. It's about throwing things away.
Sure.
That the drugs get into the water system here. So that you can actually find traces of different drugs in the water that we drink.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing with the opioid crisis.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Minnesota, aside from the water sources,
Yeah.
luckily we don't have alligators.
No,
I mean,
thank God.
I wouldn't want to come across a muskie high on meth.
No.
I don't know. It's kind of that's a scary fish to begin with.
Would you want to come across a bear high on meth?
Am I safe?
Well,
I mean, can I witness this from a distance?
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, that might be kind of fun.
What I'm saying is that, you know what meth does to
Yes,
people,
yeah.
right? I mean, it makes them freaking nuts. Mm-hmm. And we've all seen the ads before the movies in the movie theater.
Yes.
There's a face on meth, it's whatever. It's crazy, right? My kids are always like, really? That happened to be? I'm like, yeah, don't do meth.
Yeah.
No. But have you seen it? I noticed an alligator on meth, so I don't
No.
know what they look like.
I'd like to see. They should do an advertisement of Smokey the Bear, and then Smokey the Bear on meth.
He's smoking the bear on meth, and he's smoking a cigarette.
I'm just telling you.
His fur would be in clumps.
Yeah, it'd be all like kind of mangy.
Would he be wearing a backwoods trucker?
I think I do wonder. Now, when I flush my toilet,
Yeah.
I don't think it. I mean, maybe I'm ignorant here.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it doesn't get into the river.
No, and speaking from my own, what I know about it, because my electrical company does work with wastewater treatment plants.
Yeah.
So the wastewater from your toilet, it goes into a plant,
Treatment facility. Yeah.
and they treat it. They
And
get
then they
rid of all
release
the
it?
stuff, and then they release it. But they can't get rid of
Meth.
everything. There are trace amounts of things that
Right.
get into the water supply because you can't get rid of all that stuff. This is the problem. Wastewater treatment plants originally were set up back years ago to
Yeah.
stop solids, really is what
Right,
it was. To
yeah.
stop solids and to get rid of
The bacteria,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. They've never been set up to stop drugs or that type of stuff to get into your water supply. So that's why I said there's been a lot of talk in the last 10 years about people flushing things are going to landfills that are getting into the water supply because you can't stop all that stuff. So we are drinking a glass of water. We are submitted to trace amounts of things.
Sure.
And meth down in Alabama has become a problem with the alligators.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And again, I want to say that if this guy has dealt with meth alligators before, I'd like to see a video.
Right.
Let's see what the alligator's doing.
Yes.
Is it robbing banks? Is it trying to get money from people? I don't know.
I mean, I guess I've never knowingly witnessed
Yeah.
anyone on meth.
I haven't either. But I know from what I heard what they do is they try to get more money and try to get more.
They
meth.
tend to raid change jars.
So what would an animal do on meth? We don't know.
Right.
You know. So I mean, it's one of those things where it pops up and you're going, "This is the world we live in right now."
Right.
We have meth gators. I mean,
so is that worse than a zombie gator? Or is that a whole...
That's a whole nother thing, man. I mean, zombie gators, that's different. Meth gators are on drugs. They're not looking for, are they looking to kill people?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Huh. Maybe that's the next assignment we should send Dave on.
Yeah, well, he is going to Vegas, so...
Yeah. Maybe we should... Is there anything in Alabama?
I don't think so.
I drove through Mobile once, and that was not...
I wouldn't go to Alabama.
It's kind of depressing. But
Sorry.
there's some stuff down.
Yeah.
Spring breakish time, maybe. We could send Dave down there next spring.
I'm sure. I don't know if he'd come back.
He might not want to.
He might not want to. Maybe not.
College girls.
College girls.
Sorry.
So he's not even here to back himself up. So after meth gators, let's go to your story about a seagull.
Yeah, so I had to thank my friend Chris for sharing this on my Facebook profile. He thankfully thought I might get a kick out of this, and I did. So in Wales, there was a seagull who attempted to nab food from a meat processing plant. Mm-hmm. And he ended up falling into a vat of chicken tikka masala.
Yeah. Good Lord.
And you got to look it up. It's on the BBC. Mm-hmm. And he is bright orange, like you would suspect.
Yeah.
Anything that fell into a vat of chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
And so he went to a veterinary hospital in Tewkesbury, England. Mm-hmm. And they managed to get him cleaned up. But unfortunately, he still smells like curry.
So, my question after the whole experience is, he still smells like the curry stuff. Does that mean he's like every animal that wants to eat him is going to be able to sense him very well?
Well, and here's the question. What predators does the UK have? I don't know.
No.
But then, two, do predators in the UK have interest in curry?
Well, that's two good questions.
If I smelled a seagull that smelled like chicken tikka masala, it happens to be my favorite Indian dish.
Do you want?
I may want to eat it.
Well, of course you would.
So, I don't know. I don't think the UK has... I don't think they have any wild bears or anything, do they?
Well,
they have deer.
What would eat a seagull? I don't even know. Like sharks? Sharks eat seagulls?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, so let's say this...
Killer whales, maybe?
This curry seagull is flying low over the coast of England, and a shark smelled the...
Can a shark smell? I don't know.
I think they're about blood. I don't know. I guess I have to do some more research on this.
I'd be more concerned about the seagull landing in the water to get a little minnow, and somehow the seasoning permeates off it into the water, and then a killer whale or shark is like, that's tikka masala.
But the killer whales know what that is.
Well, they probably don't, but it would still taste good.
We know what that is.
Yeah.
And we'd be all like, wait, hey.
I mean, you like Indian food, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I could eat Indian food every day of the week.
Yeah.
But I think the seasoning and, I mean, maybe the spiciness. Maybe it's too spicy. It might detract a shark from eating that.
It might, and it might detract other predators in the area from actually going towards it.
I mean, I don't know. I think the thing that really attracted me to the story was the fact that it's the UK.
Yeah.
And it's Indian food.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to make a stereotypical joke about the UK and food,
yes,
aside from it all being shitty,
yes,
Indian food is pretty typical. Curry houses
and we know why.
Yeah,
it's because they were.
Yes,
India was a, what would you call it? A
colony of
England for a long time.
May have exploited it a little bit too much.
Yeah, if we go back in the history books, we will see that European countries did exploit other countries for a long time.
And England had a tendency to exploit a lot of people.
Yes.
Yes. No offense to England.
My question is, now that he's kind of been marked as a Curry Seagull, is that will he be able to hang out with other seagulls now? Because they all kind of hang out together.
Right.
So
I have a feeling he's going to have to go out on his own.
So he's a stinky seagull now.
Yeah, and he's probably going to find himself relegated to the curry houses of Wales.
Yeah.
If there are any.
Yeah.
Dave, before he left, pointed out that Tewkesbury is near Birmingham.
Yes.
And I believe Birmingham is where Aston Villa is.
Yes, it is. I think
so. Maybe he's never going to want to leave Birmingham, and he's just going to stick around to the curry houses in Birmingham.
So he's going to be kind of a lone seagull.
Yeah, maybe he'll start becoming a land gull.
And I guess I would be interested to see his story after this whole situation happened. I'm hoping they track the guy
tagged him.
Say, hey, what's going on here?
At least put a band on his leg.
Could Disney make a movie about it?
It's Disney.
Curry Seagull.
They could.
You got some friends, It's what do you smell like? Because my whole thing with smell is like, if you're in a pack of a group of people, if you're a smelly guy, you're not going to want to be with the smelly guy.
Right.
It's kind of like.
Yeah. When for instance, when I eat a lot of red onions and garlic.
Yeah.
My wife has a tendency to ostracize me from the rest of the family.
But again, have you seen Charlie Brown? They have a guy named Pigpen. He was always dirty and kind of smelly.
That's true, and they liked it.
He hung out with all of them.
Yeah, I mean, even his dust cloud, he
danced.
Just dealt with it.
With all, yeah, he was still there.
But maybe the dust cloud and the smell isn't quite like Curry.
Yeah, Curry's a very strong smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to get that out of you.
No.
No. As humans, we do that. We have the smell of the curry, whatever. Usually it comes out in a day or two.
Yeah.
It's
it's always great when I would have Indian food. Well, we'd order Indian food and then we had leftovers.
Yeah.
And I would eat it for lunch, and inevitably I would go out and mow.
Yeah.
And I'd get sweaty.
And you smell.
And I'd smell like curry.
Yeah, exactly right. We had a guy I used to work with. I won't name his name. But he used to drink a lot back when we were in marketing and advertising. And we'd go out on a Thursday night or whatever, Thursdays, he'd come back in and the next day and he'd sweat booze. You could smell booze on him. He wasn't drunk, but he was sweating the booze out of him.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was, if you didn't know what was going on the night before, you'd be like, what'd you do? I was like, well, he was at the bar doing some things. So,
yeah, I do that a lot with garlic. And Indian spices. Yeah.
We're not sweating on whiskey today. You had a lot of whiskey last night.
I had a decent amount.
Yeah.
Until Liesl decided to wake up. And my wife is out of town.
Yeah.
And she left Liesl with me.
Yeah.
So my parents have been here. But still, it's 11 o'clock at night. The game's almost on.
Yeah.
I cut myself off.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, because I was like, well, she could probably fend for herself. But,
See, I can do that now because I got a 7 and 11-year-old. So those two